Let us take a look at the support vector machine, which is a kind of classifier. The idea of support vector machines is that we want to have a discriminator, but we don't want to be so strict as to have a strict separation between the set of points. In real world, whenever you encounter a classification problem, it often happens that a few points cannot just be separated. So there does not exist any boundary which will separate the whole sets of two labels, and there are always some misclassified points. And we need a mechanism by which we can allow some of the points to be misclassified while actually separating most of them. Recall the robust linear discrimination problem, which was written as minimum of norm of A subject to constraint yi times A transpose xi plus B is greater than equal to 1. So the optimization was over A and B, and this was the robust linear discrimination problem. Remember that this constraint was really a set of two constraints. A transpose xi plus B is greater than equal to 1, and A transpose xi plus B is less than equal to 1. This was for yi equal to 1, and this was for the points for which label was equal to -1. In this problem, now we want to add another feature, which is that we want to allow some points to be on the wrong side of the classifier boundary. So there is a boundary, there is a discriminator, and we want to allow some points to be on the wrong side. So how do we allow that? So how do we allow misclassified points? What we can do is we can replace this constraint with yi times A transpose xi plus B greater than equal to 1 minus wi, where we will say that wi is something greater than equal to 0. So obviously when wi is equal to 0, it is the same. But when wi is greater than equal to 0, then this quantity becomes less than 1. The right hand side becomes less than 1. And this is equivalent to saying that the point is beyond the boundary. It is on the wrong side of the boundary. Okay, so this is the way in which we can allow misclassified points. Now, one thing is that we only want a few misclassified points. So only few misclassified points, which means that we require, because we don't want all the points to be on the wrong side, we want only few of them to be on the wrong side. So which means that we want to require W to be sparse, right? So we want W to be sparse. So we have already seen how we can encourage a vector to be sparse. So we can encourage by just penalizing the L1 norm, if you remember. So that was the approximation. So therefore the problem becomes minimize L2 norm of A, maybe we can use the square here, plus lambda times L1 norm of W times and the subject to A transpose xi plus B greater than equal to 1 minus wi, and this is for I equal to 1 to n. And additional constraint is that wi is greater than equal to 0. So this optimization problem is with respect to the vectors A and W and the scalar B. Note that since W is greater than equal to 0, the L1 norm of W is nothing but the summation of W, because W is greater than equal to 0. So absolute value of Wi is nothing but Wi itself. So this part can also be replaced with summation of Wi. Let us try to visualize what is going on here. So this is a pictorial representation of what is going on. We have the black points, which are the black crosses, which are on one side, and the red circles are on the other side, and we are interested in classifying these two. Let's say that these have label +1 and these have label -1. However, as you can see, there are some points, there are some black crosses on the wrong side, and there are some red circles also on the wrong side. And we want to classify while allowing this, while just allowing or considering these outliers on the wrong side. to relate this picture with the problem that we have seen, let us assume that the dual variable lambda I is associated with this. So let's say that we are finding the dual and the dual variable lambda I is associated with this inequality. Now, without even writing the dual problem or writing the KKT conditions, let us write down one particular KKT condition, which is the complementary slackness condition. So let's write down the complementary slackness condition. So what does the complementary slackness condition say? It says that either lambda I is 0 or yi times A transpose xi plus b is equal to 1 minus wi. So there are two sets of points, one for which lambda I is equal to 0 and the other for which this equality holds. Now generally it holds that this set of points for which lambda is equal to 0, these are the correctly classified points. So these are the correctly classified points. So these are all the points which are inside the boundary. The points such as this, which are correctly classified, and this which are well inside the boundary. And coming to this equation, we can see that here there are two possibilities. Either wi is equal to 0. So that is one possibility, that wi is equal to 0. In which case what is happening? If wi is equal to 0, we have yi times A transpose xi plus b equal to 1, which means that these are points on the boundary. So these are points on the boundary. In the picture you can see that these are the points which are on the boundary. These are actually called the support vectors, because these are the points which actually support this line. And finally the third set of points is for which wi is not equal to 0, and we already know that these are the misclassified points, because these are the points for which wi is not equal to 0. So the misclassified points are these. So there are three sets of points. One is the correctly classified points that are inside the boundary. The other is the correctly classified points that are on the boundary. And the third is the misclassified points, which are beyond on the wrong side of the boundary. So this is the support vector machines framework. And as you can see, it allows some of the points to be outliers. Of course, some of the points are allowed because it is penalizing the L1 norm of W, which means that it is requiring the L1 norm of W to be small, which means that only some of the elements of W can be non-zero. Most of the elements will be 0, which means that they would either be correctly classified or would be on the boundary. And only some of the points would actually be incorrectly classified. So this is how we have basically incorporated robustness into our classifier. So you can consider this SVM, support vector machine, to be a robust classifier. So robustness in this context means that it allows some small deviations from what is expected. So what is expected is that these two sets of points can be separated from each other, and the deviation that is happening is that some points are not following this assumption. But SVM is a classifier which allows some points to not follow and basically can handle outliers. So can handle outliers. So outliers are those points which do not follow our initial assumption or hypothesis that points can be separated. So the points that cannot be separated are being handled in this way.